Hello and welcome back to Might Magic: Swords of XEEN. Let's try and finish the game this time. So we are outside, we are level 36 at maximum, and let's go back in. Alright. So, first of all, well, one thing I would like to do is check if there are any unexplored places. And there doesn't seem to be any on this level, so let's just go to the second level. Oh, hi there. Just level 1 bots. Nothing to be concerned about. There's something that's not explored here. Ooh, jump. Yes, there is something that's unexplored here. This is explored, but this part isn't. Oh, hi there. 2 Garboss version 1. Ah, and 2 consoles, huh. This control station does not seem to be functioning. You see on the screen what seems to be a diagram of stars or planets. You can make out a few words next to an arrow pointing to one of the stars. Something like, origination is Orion. So that's how you're supposed to get that password. Huh. Well, that's silly. And does that get added to the other notes? Not even. That's weird. But okay, good to know. Huh. Whoa. Alright, so it's time to face those annihilators. Yeah, those guys. Whoa. Alright. Nature's Cure. Right, so now we unlock this part. Okay, that's apparently not a mine. Or it... what? It's a reverse mine or something. Oh no, 0 damage, whatever shall I do? Source Alpha X functional, status online, mode waiting, security force field enabled. Oh, hi there. Jump. More Garboss version 3. Source Alpha 2 functional, status online, mode waiting, input, antimatter module insertion. You find some kind of compartment within the control station. Do you wish to place something in it? Insert what? Gambler's Elder Dagger. Nothing happens. Let's go back to level 5. Because there is one thing I want to show there. Yeah, level 3 is completely explored, so I don't need to care about that. Oops, not what I want to do. Where was the teleporter? Oh, right here. Now we can take down Guardbot version 3s in a single hit. That's pretty nice. Okay, so what is up there? Oh, hi there. Guardbots, obviously, but also, yeah, well, we're hitting them a lot more often now. Ooh. Alright, it's nothing there. That's correct. Okay. Ooh! I did not expect that. We're almost up to another level. That's pretty fantastic. Right, so we haven't explored a lot of this place. Well, that's unfortunate. There's nothing here. And yet, the tile where you get the warning message is right here. So how about I avoid that? Okay, I've been here, so no reason to check that out again. This is empty. This is empty. This is a long hallway, which is empty. Welp. And... oh. More Garbots. Oh, I'm running a bit low on nature's cures. Yeah, so that's kind of pointless. Source speaks. You have come so far, humans. You have even surprised me, but I cannot let you go any further. It is too bad that I cannot siphon off raw human energy, for I see now that it is powerful indeed. There's something invisible in front of us. Yeah, so basically you get teleported right back, and you take 0 damage from the force field. Yeah, so you cannot really go through there. Well, hello there. Nature's cure. Right. And there's nothing. But we explored pretty much the entirety of level 5, aside from whatever is through that door. So basically this is what happens when you go here without deactivating the field. So let's just go back. Oh, hi there, what are you doing here? What? I need to disarm them again. That's mean. Okay, going back here. Here. And finally back here. Okay, so the thing that we need to insert here, again, I'm not entirely certain how you're supposed to know that. I guess antimatter, and this, it says matter module insertion. The idea is that we have 2 quest items, that's why we have to enter the name. And the quest items are, of course, the positive orb and the negative orb. So this is, since it's matter, it's positive orb. Mode processing. Mode transferring. Matter module insertion complete. And antimatter. Negative orb. Mode processing. Mode transferring. Antimatter module insertion complete. Not sure how that does anything, but okay. Status online, mode waiting, security force field enabled. Mode processing. Mode transfer accepted, security force field disabled. I'm not sure why that disables the security force field, but okay. And, Yeah, technically we could go and level up. But I think I have enough spell points to really just continue. I think I need to jump here. Yeah. Okay. I definitely need to jump here. Let's just go through here. Oh, hi there. What are you doing here? Oh, because I didn't go through here and the alarm generates them in this area as well. Okay. Now remember that this is here. Alright, let's go and talk to Source. Yep, this is no longer repelling. Source speaks. You must stop! Go no further! All defense systems have been disabled. This does not compute. Nope, I'm going to go forward, and there are no enemies. Okay. Source secondary unit. Status online. Mode processing. Source primary unit. Status online. Mode systems control. Stop! Seize! Dismantle source? Yes. Source primary unit. Intruder alert. Intruder alert. Mode entering auto-destruct sequence. Mode auto-destruct sequence. Status initializing. Status activated. Status commencing. Warning, warning. Auto-destruct will begin in 5 deck rounds. And I cannot look at it again. Mode processing. Apparently we don't care about the secondary unit. Okay. And alarms are set off. Warning, warning. Auto-destruct will begin in 4 deck rounds. Warning, warning, auto-destruct will begin in 3 deck rounds. Well, apparently a deck round is a very interesting measurement, well, unit of measurement, because it seems to be equivalent to the length between 2 levels of the starship. It's not a measure of time, no, it's a measure of space. In fact, if you go back up through the things, well, in fact, I can probably show that off, because I can save and load. It's amazing. 1 deck rounds. Fatal, fatal, auto-destruct engaged. Yep, you just die. Not very unexpected, but yeah. And let's just get out of here. Whoa, hi there. You guys have no reason to be here. Leave the spaceship? Yes. Fatal, fatal, auto-destruct engaged. What? Havoc is free, and yours to rule justly. Long live the Lords of Havoc. Okay, that's a pretty nice panel, but I wonder if the music got screwed up because I loaded the thing. Welp. So that was a very unceremonious end. But okay, we beat the game! Yay! Alright, so my thoughts on this. Well, since Swords of XEEN is kind of a mod of World of XEEN, it makes sense that the gameplay, spells, items, music and sounds are all the same as in the World of XEEN. In general, I'd say this game is a pretty nice starter game, because you start at a higher level and can dive right into action, as opposed to the rather slow starts of all the other Mighty Mansion games. And there are some very creative ideas, like flipping tiles as you walk on, or towns that close under threat, but they always felt to me like gimmicks rather than mechanics that would be used to their full potential. So, yeah. I guess it's like a tech demo, which makes sense for a mod, but could have been done better. But generally, I feel like this game is a bit of a mix between World of XEEN and Might and Magic 2 Gates to Another World. Because the balance is terrible! Why armadillos? Why? Especially why armadillos in an area that has a field that removes all your spell points. That's terrible. Also random minotaurs. What? As well as having like level 1 enemies sprinkle around, like goblins right next to minotaurs. Like what? That doesn't make any sense. So yeah, I'd say that the balance is really about at the level of Might and Magic 2 Gates to Another World. And that's bad. Very bad. Next, the locations. Well, town rebuilding is pretty fun, I have to say. But it kind of gets tedious real fast, especially Sandtown, where you have to go all around it and find every single enemy around the Sandtown. And split shops into various small shops generally wouldn't be a bad idea. In fact, later Might and Magic games did exactly that. Except that this game uses the crazy World of XEEN time paradigm of entering any building takes an entire day for no real reason. As it is, it's pretty bad. Also, there's no real reason to visit those shops when there is one in Greyhaven. Although, perhaps being able to access it is a bit of an exploit by itself. Possibly. Then the plot. Well, there's been very little plot. And what little there is kind of conflicts with World of XEEN. Because the plot here is like, go through this pyramid, find out where Lord XEEN comes from, or has been, I don't know. Save the world while you're at it. And Lord XEEN is kind of a name drop more than anything, because we didn't get to hear about him throughout the whole game. So, it's weird. And in World of XEEN we kind of figured that Lord XEEN was created in the Dungeon of Death. So, yeah. Plot not very good. And then the bugs. So many bugs. Lots of bugs. Of course, most jarring are the language errors in pretty much every message. And then there were rendering bugs, like standing next to a hole or a switch shows no evidence of one. Those were annoying, not really game-breaking though. Funnily enough, most bugs were in fact beneficial, such as enemies forgetting you're there upon reloading, and the ability to walk into or around enemies by not looking at them. Even though I deliberately avoided exploiting those bugs. Speaking of bugs, also the last place where we were just in, you can in fact go through the shield, the place where you get teleported back, also by walking backwards or sideways into it. It's pretty silly. That's also why it reminds me of Might and Magic 2, because there were also tiles that are direction-based there, and they also didn't work out very well in that game either. Okay. What else do I want to say here? Other versions? Well, none for this mod, obviously. This was hardly released to begin with, and I can definitely understand why. As a mod, it's pretty fantastic, but obviously does not compete with actual games. Well, most of them. Thanks to the engine, I'd rate this game about on the same level as Might and Magic 1, Secret of the Inner Sanctum. Which was also a one-man effort, so I guess that kind of makes sense. And then mods, well, it would be odd to mod a mod, but the base game does have a few other mods, because the modding community had a nice head start, and there are level and sprite editors for the game, and a music player, and even an entire wiki dedicated to modding World of XEEN. If you're interested in more things like this, do look into what's available nowadays, or create something yourself. I will have some links to relevant content in the description of this video. Right, so this is how the last entry in the list of 2nd generation Might and Magic games ends. Next project. Well, I will be starting Heroes of Might and Magic 2, the Succession Wars, which is very important in terms of lore, and that will be right after this. But not before I upload the Darkside of XEEN music. And then we will also have, in parallel to Heroes of Might and Magic 2, Mass Effect, which is also an RPG, so I guess that's a bit of a continuity there. And generally, the Might and Magic side will now have a bit of a break, and will return after the end of Heroes of Might and Magic 3, The Shadow of Death, since the next game in the main Might and Magic series takes place after events in the said games in the Hero series. This is interestingly mirroring the situation at New World Computing, because there was a pretty large gap between the releases of 2nd and 3rd generations of Might and Magic games too, partially thanks to their acquisition by the 3DO company. But the next game in the main series, Might and Magic 6, The Mandate of Heaven, is held by many as the best game in the Might and Magic series. So make sure not to miss that once time comes, and do follow the plotline in the Heroes games. And see you all in one of those projects. Later.